Hello guys and welcome again to the online series of learning IELTS with MS Education. Myself Disha Patel, and in today's lesson we'll be learning about the sentence completion question type in the IELTS Listening Module test. Now this particular question type is very similar to the fill in the blanks question type that we used to solve in our school days. With that note, now let us begin with today's lesson. Now let us begin with this video. What are your skills that are tested in the summary completion question type in the IELTS listening test? Firstly, there are two skills that will be tested, that is summarizing and paraphrasing the statements. These skills are tested in the summary completion question. Now you will be given a list of sentences that summarizes the clip you will listen to. In the IELTS have taken the same text from the clip and it is paraphrased, and the sentences have the same meaning but have different words. They have also summarized the listening by choosing a number of phrases that sum up the key points. In other words, you should be able to read the sentences before listening and have a very good idea about what you have to do or what you are going to listen. So, here are some strategies and tips that will help you solve this question type. You will have a short time to prepare before the speaker begins. That is only 30 seconds before each question type will be given. You should use this time to familiarize yourself with these questions and focus your mind on what you need to listen. Firstly, read the instructions. All the candidates must read the instructions very clearly, as paying particular attention to how many words you are allowed to write for the answer, as this does vary from each question. These particular instructions are some of the most difficult type of instructions, whereas most of the students get confused and write more words or less words and come by giving the wrong answers. When the instruction says you are supposed to write only one word for each answer, it means you are just to write one word, not more than one word. If it's a numerical form, that is 7 or 2, it's 7, that is only one word. If it is 2, then it's only one word. But if the number says 72, then that particular numerical is one word. 72 itself is one word. Now, when the instruction says no more than 2 words, you are not to write more than 2 words. You can write 1 word or 2 words, but not more than 2 words. If you write more than 2 words or number of words that are stated, your answer will be marked as incorrect. Even the information you give is partially correct. Now, you must look for a title. Not every question will have a title, but if there is one title, you must look for it. It will tell you that the context of the question is what. This will help you to understand the question and give you a big picture or a bigger clue as to what sort of information will be contained in the recording. You must read the title and try your best to understand it by reading the context of the summary or the sentences. Now, all your answers will come in an order. As also we have seen in the reading that your answers come in a sequence, as if answer number 1 is given, if you find answer number 1, then you will get your answer number 2 after that, not before your answer number 1. So in listening also, the answers will come in the same order in the recording as they are listed on the question paper. For this question, you will hear answer 32 first, then you will listen answer 33, and so on. This makes it easier to pick out the answer than if they were in a random order. You must try your best to predict the answers by listening or knowing the title or the first few sentences. Try to predict what answer might be right. This will help you focus your mind on what to listen out for the recording. Occasionally, you will be able to predict the actual word, but mostly it's one or more of these things that you will be able to determine. The type of information required, example being name of a person, ticket place name, or a number or a date. Secondly, the type of word that is required, example, it can be a noun, it can be an adjective, it can also be an adverb or a verb. It is better to have any clues you can get will help you to understand the audio and identify the information that is needed for the answer. So this kind of predictions will help you get some clues and understand the audio with an clarification and help you the identification of the information. You can see that just a few seconds to spend doing this can give you a lot of information about what you need to listen for the recording. This will greatly improve your chances of identifying the correct answer. So moving on, I've got even more tips and tactics and the strategies that will help you solve this question type. So as discussed earlier, synonyms and paraphrasing in your listening and reading will be most difficult to crack on. Synonyms and paraphrasings will be used extensively in the recording. So you will not only be listening for the exact same words that are used in the summary, but also different words and phrases that have the same meaning. You must be very careful with the synonyms and paraphrases, as they mostly consist of the same words with different meaning or the same phrases with the similar meaning. In your preparation time, scan the summary and underline the key words that are likely to be replaced by the synonyms or paraphrases. This will be words immediately before and possibly straight after the missing words. Then quickly think of the words that might be used instead of these key words that you have underlined. Moving on, problematic vocabulary. So there are 6 basic types of vocabulary that can cause particular problems for students, and some of them are frequently used in summary completion questions. Now, you must be wondering what are the 6 types. So the first one is time, the second one is numbers, the third one is price, the fourth one is dates, the fifth one is letters, the sixth one is addresses. Now, these are the common speech to write in. You must be able to recognize them in speech and to write them correctly in the answers. Now, these can be addressed in different formats. Like time can be said half past, it can be also said 30 minutes, it can be said later than 30 minutes or more, right? So this kind of time and all the words will confuse you a little. These are the basic vocabulary you need to learn on in your listening test. You must now watch out for distractors. The examiners may try and catch you out with distractors. A distractor is a word or a phrase that changes or corrects the original piece of information that is given to you. So, you may be given an answer and then have it taken away again. Here are 2 sample sentences that contains the distractors that will help you understand and highlight the relevance of these kind of words. The first statement says, the venue is most famous for its operatic performances, but pop concerts are equally as popular today. So in the first part of the first statement, we can say that the venue was important or famous for the operatic performances. But with the word but, there is a contradictory part that is entering to this statement. So it says pop concerts are also equally as popular today. So the but changes the complete viewpoint of this particular statement. The second one is the cost to build Sydney Opera House was estimated at $7 million. However, the final bill will come to $102 million, and it was largely paid for by a state lottery. So the first part of this statement says the Sydney Opera House was estimated at $7 million to cost on. But the word however adds in a different aspect to this statement. It says the final bill will come to $102 million and will be largely paid by the state lottery. So the word however, but, and so on will be changing the complete aspects of the statements. These are the distractors, right? You need to be very careful. So the use of but and however are particularly common distractors, but there are many different words and phrases that can be used to change or correct a piece of information. So you guys need to be very alert for them. The last one is guess if necessary. All the candidates must make a guess if and only when it is necessary. My final tip is not to never leave a blank space on the answer sheet. If you miss an answer, take an educated guess. This gives you at least some chance or hope of getting it right. Don't stress about a missed answer, or it will affect your ability to answer the next set of questions. Just make your choice and move on. Don't get stuck on that question. Just make an educated guess. So I hope you all have understood the strategies and tips so far. With this, we have come to the end of this video, and I hope that you have understood how to solve the summary completion questions in the IELTS listening test module. Thank you so much.